Hi, I'm Eileen, and in this video we are going to walk through an A2 Dutch writing exam step by step. More specifically, we'll be looking at the version that is used in Belgium. This is a sample exam that you can find online. Zijn 3 vragen. 1, 2, 3. For the first task we are asked to give advice. For the second one we have to describe something. And for the third one we have to respond to an email. This is the version for CVO. The Ligo version is basically the same, except that they have 2 short writing assignments instead of 1 bigger one. So they split this long, semi-long writing assignment into 2 shorter ones for Ligo. For this video, we'll be using the CVO exam. The good news is that at A2, you only need to be able to produce simple sentences. More specifically, they are checking whether you can produce subject, verb, rest sentences. For example, ik drink koffie. Ik ben moe. As long as your subject and verb are clearly connected and in the right order, your sentence will generally be accepted, even if the rest isn't perfect. Let's start with question number 1. De eerste vraag. Ik heb koorts. Wat moet ik doen? Schrijf een antwoord in 4 zinnen. Give an answer in 4 sentences. The 2 most useful verbs to give advice are kunnen en moeten. These are called modal verbs and they are often paired with another verb. The grammatical structure I recommend you use for this answer is je kan plus infinitief en je moet plus infinitief. Bijvoorbeeld, je kan water drinken. Je moet rusten. Now, when you get a question like this, first ask yourself, what advice do people usually give when someone has a fever? Some options are water drinken, rusten, thuisblijven, een dokter bellen, medicijnen nemen en slapen. And now you choose 4 easy ideas. Keep in mind that the examiners are not looking for elaborate medical advice. They simply want to see whether you're able to create simple Dutch sentences correctly. So keep it simple. More specifically, they want your subject and verb to be connected and in the right place. So that should be your main focus. Of course, most sentences will also have additional things. For example, for this assignment, I recommend you use the following structure. Subject, modal verb, rest. And within that rest, the infinitive will be at the end of the sentence. Bijvoorbeeld, je moet water drinken. Je kan de dokter bellen. Je moet thuis blijven. Je moet rusten. Perfect, we hebben 4 mooie, simpele, correcte zinnen. Vraag 2. Beschrijf de foto in 6 zinnen. In this image I see the following items. And I also see her hair, which is long and blonde. Ze heeft lang, blond haar. So there are 8 to 9 things you can describe, but you only need 6 sentences. So that means you can pick the 6 things that are easiest for you to describe. For this, you can use the following sentences. Het meisje draagt en het meisje heeft. Use dragen for the clothes that someone is wearing and use hebben for objects and physical features. This is a good beginning, but it's not enough. When you describe something, it's not enough to just name it. You need to add extra information. For example, if you say, de vrouw draagt schoenen, that's too general, because almost everyone wears shoes. So this would score 0. But if you write, de vrouw draagt witte schoenen, now it's clear which shoes you mean, and this would get you a full point. Similarly, de vrouw heeft haar, 0 points. De vrouw heeft lang blond haar, 1 point. So always ask yourself, can the examiner clearly imagine this specific person based on my full description? That's the goal. You need to distinguish this person from others. That's why with clothing you should always add something extra, a color, a material or something else. Bijvoorbeeld, een rode jurk, een lange of korte broek, een leren jas, or even een lange blauwe jeansbroek. Clothing is very general, so it always needs extra information. But some things are already specific enough on their own. Bijvoorbeeld, de man heeft een baard. of de vrouw heeft een tatoeage. These already give clear and specific information, so they can score a point without extra detail. Not everyone has a beard and not everyone has a tattoo. So remember, general things need detail, specific things often don't. That's how you score points on this exam. So let's add some colors to our description. Here's an overview of 10 common colors. Let's see which ones are present in this picture. Ik zie rood, groen, wit, blauw, zwart en bruin. En hier zie ik een beetje roze. But let's say we have 6 colors. Let's now add them to our items. You place the color in between the article and the noun, creating something like this. Bijvoorbeeld, het meisje draagt een groene en witte muts. Ze draagt witte schoenen. Ze heeft een rode paraplu. Enzovoort. And so on. Finally, let's take a look at the materials. Here's an overview of common materials. Returning back to our picture, we have het meisje draagt een groene en witte wollen muts. Ze draagt een blauwe jeansjas. Ze heeft een bruine leren handtas. Enzovoort. Great, now we have full detailed sentences with clothing, colors and materials. This is already enough for the exam, but it does sound a little repetitive because each sentence starts with het meisje draagt or het meisje heeft. So if you want to add a bit more variety, you could write something like het meisje draagt een groene en witte wollen muts. Ze draagt ook een witte wollen trui, een blauwe jeansjas en een zwarte jeansbroek. Ze heeft lang blond haar. Haar paraplu is rood of haar beker is wit. You could also write haar paraplu is rood en haar beker is wit. This would actually count as 2 sentences. Haar paraplu is rood en haar beker is wit. Ze heeft ook een bruine leren handtas. And you could even say something about her facial expression. For example, ze kijkt serieus, boos, blij, verdrietig. In this case, we would say ze kijkt serieus. En voilà, we hebben 6 mooie, duidelijke, correcte zinnen. Based on this description, the examiner would be able to clearly identify this girl in a crowd, which means we'd pass with flying colors. In other words, we hebben het heel goed gedaan. We did very well. I'll just give you 2 more quick tips for this assignment. We'll use the grammatically correct sentence, ze heeft ook een witte trui, as an example. Now, the first tip, even if you were to write ze heeft wit trui, or ze heeft trui wit, this would still score you a full point. That's because the subject and the verb are correct, and the sentence is still understandable despite being grammatically incorrect. So, for this exam, don't worry too much about the articles, like de, het, een. And also don't worry about what we call de buigings-e, which is the e that often gets added to adjectives. De tweede tip, remember that the examiners are quite flexible about how you put your sentence together, as long as it remains understandable. What they're not flexible about, though, are your subject and your verb. Let's look at 2 grammatically incorrect sentences to explain this further. Ze heeft een witte trui ook, and ze ook heeft een witte trui. Can you guess which one of these 2 sentences would not be accepted? If you guessed ze ook heeft een witte trui, then you're correct. Even though both sentences are grammatically incorrect, this sentence would not be accepted because you're putting something between your subject and your verb that doesn't belong there. I know that's how the sentence is created in English. She also has a white sweater, but it's not how it's done in Dutch. Those were my 2 tips for this assignment. Let's now move on to the last question. De laatste vraag. De laatste vraag is een e-mail. Geef een antwoord op de 4 vragen. Schrijf minimum 8 zinnen. So answer the 4 questions and write at least 8 sentences. Let's read the email together. Hallo, ik hou van de zee, dus ik neem elke zondag de trein naar Oostende. Waarom hou jij wel of niet van de zee? Wat doe jij in het weekend? Ik ben boos, want er zijn altijd problemen met de trein. Wanneer ben jij boos? Welke problemen heb jij soms met de trein of de bus? Groetjes, Kim. As you can see, this is the most challenging task of the three, but it's still very doable. Now, a lot of students make this task harder than it is because they look at it as one big writing assignment. But in reality, it's just a series of small questions. So the trick is to break it up. That's exactly what they do with the Ligo version, for example, where instead of it being one big assignment, it's two shorter ones. So how do you go about this task? First, look at what the email is asking you. Kim wil weten of jij wel of niet van de zee houdt en waarom. Wat jij doet in het weekend, wanneer jij boos bent en welke problemen jij soms hebt met de trein of de bus. Let's structure your response with 6 clear blocks. Remember that we need at least 8 sentences. For the greeting, start with something simple. Dag Kim, dankjewel voor jouw e-mail. Note that jou has a W at the end. That's because it's the possessive form meaning your. So jou is your and jou is you. That said, you can also simply write dankjewel voor je e-mail. The choice is yours. And keep in mind that for this exam, it's all about phonetic spelling. So even if you write yo instead of yo, that would still be accepted because they sound the exact same way. So again, for now, don't stress over small spelling details like these. Next, we'll respond to Kim's first question. Hou je wel of niet van de zee? Here you give your opinion and then your reason. For this you could use want or omdat. Bijvoorbeeld, ik hou van de zee, want ik zwem graag. Ik hou niet van de zee, want het water is te koud. Note that with omdat, the sentence structure changes. That's because the word omdat creates a subordinate clause, which is a basin in Dutch. And in a basin, the verb goes all the way to the end. That's why it's also sometimes called a catapult construction, because the verb gets catapulted to the end of the sentence. But again, the good news is that at A2, you don't have to do this perfectly yet. So if you were to write, ik hou van de zee omdat ik zwem graag, it would still get you 1 full point, even though the second sentence is grammatically incorrect. Of course, you could also keep it extra simple and write 2 separate sentences. Bijvoorbeeld, ik hou niet van de zee, het water is te koud. Just keep in mind that they do expect you to use at least 2 linking or structure words in your email. Linking words are words like en, maar, of, want, omdat. These connect your sentences and they make your text flow better. So just make sure you have enough of those in your email. De tweede vraag is, wat doe jij in het weekend? For this, I recommend creating simple subject-verb sentences. Bijvoorbeeld, ik wandel graag in het weekend. Or simply, ik wandel in het weekend. Ik bezoek soms mijn familie of mijn vrienden. Enzovoort. And so on. Watch out, make sure you don't write something like, ik graag wandel in het weekend. Or, ik soms bezoek mijn familie. These sentences would not be accepted because again, you're putting something in between your subject and your verb that doesn't belong there. De derde vraag is, wanneer ben jij boos? Here you could create a sentence like, ik ben boos wanneer... Bijvoorbeeld, ik ben boos wanneer de trein te laat is. Wanneer het regent. Wanneer er veel verkeer is. Enzovoort. Wanneer is a question word, and it means when. You can use question words to create questions. For example, wanneer regent het? When is it raining? But when you use question words without forming a question, then you're creating a subordinate clause, a basin. And that means the verb gets catapulted to the end of the sentence. So that's why we say, ik ben boos wanneer het regent, and not, ik ben boos wanneer regent het. But as always, the good news is that at this level, you don't have to do this correctly yet. De vierde en laatste vraag. Welke problemen heb jij soms met de trein of de bus? Here you could write something like, ik heb soms problemen met de trein. And then you specify your issue. De trein is soms te laat. De trein komt soms niet op tijd. Het is soms te druk in de trein. And to top it all off, you could throw in an extra, dat vind ik niet leuk. If you want to make sure you meet the requirement of 2 linking words, you could even combine the sentences and write something like: de trein is soms te laat en dat vind ik niet leuk. So if we combine everything, we get something like this. Dag Kim, dankjewel voor jouw e-mail. Ik hou van de zee, want ik zwem graag. Ik wandel vaak in het weekend. En ik bezoek soms mijn familie of mijn vrienden. Ik ben boos wanneer het veel regent. Ik heb soms problemen met de trein. De trein is soms te laat en dat vind ik niet leuk. We already have enough sentences, so let's wrap this up. Again, register is important, so make sure to write a goodbye. You can end your email with groetjes and your name, or you can also simply write your name. That's it. Easy peasy. At this level, you are still allowed to make a lot of mistakes, and you just have to make sure that your message is understandable and that you do what they ask of you. If you practice this a few times, I guarantee you'll be pleasantly surprised by your final score. So that was our walkthrough of this A2 Dutch writing exam. If you want to keep practicing, then this video is for you. Tot dan! Dag!